Cold open. All right, welcome to OnlyLands, episode.
Explain those Badlands. That's a hell of a name.
All right, welcome to The Narrative, episode 4.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Where we are going to dip into the bright archives and read word for word my latest article with the whole class.
Let's hear it.
I bet $1 it's about Russia.
It does mention Russia, but it's not about Russia.
Pleasure that you could join us. Bernie Bro, what's it been like? When was your book released again? 9 months ago? 10 months ago?
I don't remember. August, September. I was on before, after that.
Like once.
Yeah. I like to, once on a book launch, once between launches, keep things.
Yeah. How's everybody else doing? I want to hear from the rest of you. I missed you guys.
I'm great, man. I just want to hear from BB about his book.
Get Cam out of here.
Hi, Cam.
Well, every time I turn OnlyLands on, there's like 14 people on.
Yeah.
So
it does take some of the pressure off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Bernie Bright, did you find the gold at the pot of the rainbow yet? Or the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow?
No, but I will say that Otter video does kind of disturb me a little bit. Thinking about death a lot lately. So it was,
I had no idea.
Bad timing.
I had no idea he was going to make it kill you.
Yeah. Like I've been thinking about my own mortality a little bit ever since the snowpocalypse, and that just makes it a little bit real.
It's pretty sweet. So the appropriate name for that giant killer otter river monster is the Dobar Chew. What? And I don't know that I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's in Gaelic. DOBHAR-CHU.
What's it, a myth or something?
Oh yeah, it's a cryptid. I think that at one time they actually existed, and it's like the collective traumatic memory of the Gaelic people.
It's like the asswang of the Irish.
What?
Well, the asswang. Okay, so it's really funny because a video about the asswang came up in my feed today, and I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. I was going to talk about it on Monday, but yes, it's kind of like the asswang. It's supposed to be this creature that used to exist and then no longer does. But interestingly, in like the last several decades, there was at least one sighting of the Dobar Chew. And I think maybe on our show about cryptids, I actually talked about it briefly, but I didn't go to much detail.
Who cited the whatever?
Some Irish dude. I mean,
And
was
we-
he
and
drunk?
we believe
The most
Probably.
reliable, the most reliable people around.
Jeez.
Let me
Hey,
tell you, brother.
That's what flies as fact these days, so not
Yeah.
surprised.
We actually did. I'm totally down for this topic because John was going on and on Wednesday night about cats and what are cat facts and tell me the difference between big cats and great cats and what's the difference between a puma and a cougar and a mountain lion and a Florida panther and I was like, I'll
Those are
tell
all
you
the
if
same.
you really
Sounds
want
like
to know.
me. Yeah, that does sound like me.
So I'm game to talk about otters are actually adjacent to big cats if we want to talk about that.
Okay.
You ruined that
People
whole
who-
video for me because I thought it was a rodent of unusual size, and now Zach made it something else, and I'm mad about it.
Oh no! I mean, it's like also known as the
actually cooler,
king otter. They call it a water dog too.
Yeah,
It will
otters are
steal your
not
kids.
rodents.
Oh, your mom's on my side, Zach.
What? She doesn't like it?
No, she said rodents of unusual size.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think otters are rodents.
They're not
though.
rodents.
Yeah.
They're actually a precursor to cats.
It's
and
an AI
dogs,
video. I think it
supposedly.
can be whatever we want it to be.
But if
Closer
we're
to the cat.
going from the historical precedents, I mean, it BB's right.
I mean, if we're being
And many
honest,
don't know
about
that
cats,
hyenas are actually much closer related to otters than they are to dogs, and they're more closely related to cats than dogs.
how much time do you spend studying the relations of house pets?
I don't know if you know this about me, John, but I have an obsessive personality. When I was a young Irish lad, I spent years and
Breaking
years
news!
studying predators. Of
I just
all
imagine him
sizes.
sitting in his
I
room,
was.
rocking back and forth. Mom, guess
I was on a forum
otter is related to
where
the
we
cat.
would debate animal
Middleton was that way with
fights.
sharks.
I spent
Anteaters are
years.
related to the bear.
The what is?
no.
Yes.
Wow.
The knee bone's connected to the ankle bone.
Anteater.
Nonviolent. That's why the UC Irvine anteaters became the anteaters because they were founded by hippies, and the hippies wanted
That
to
makes
find
sense.
a nonviolent bear because the UC system is the bear, the Bruins, the Cal Bears, etc. So they
That's
came
so
up with
gay.
anteaters. Yeah, it's super good.
Now we know.
That's why you have all those California women who are more afraid to come across a man on the street than a bear in the woods.
Uh,
Do you guys want to see? This is not bloody. Nothing bad happens here. But just to show you how big giant river otters
Yeah.
are, this is a jaguar attempting to sneak up on one, and she rolled up to the wrong crib.
Yeah, they're vicious.
You see, all the homies are like, we totally had your back, but not until the jaguar was already running up the hill.
Right.
Like when you pull yourself away from a fight and then your friends are suddenly right there. Yeah, get on. Had you from get.
How did it not kill that thing? I don't get
River
it.
otter?
They have
Freaking
very sharp
crazy.
teeth. They have claws. They have like little barbs in their back feet too that they can use to protect themselves.
It's worth noting it was a woman jaguar, Zach. So,
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that makes a lot
How
of
do you
sense
know?
too.
because
You could tell from the order of the
the
spots,
video
Ash.
says.
Didn't have a penis, Ash.
The fact that the otter didn't die.
Did you check? And is the spot thing real?
No, I just said that. No.
No,
Okay.
it's not. Their skulls are.
Well,
smaller,
you
though.
totally just told me on that.
The hips, though, you could see the hips and the size of the skull.
The
That is
birthing hips.
Okay, so just if for anybody who wants to look this up, otters belong to the kingdom of Animalia, phylum of Chordata, class of Mammalia, order of Carnivora, and family of Mustelidae.
Why do we
Mustelidae,
care about any of this
subfamily
information?
Lutrinae? Because then you might look it up, and then John, you could fact check BB on its association with cats and other things in the.
That's assuming I
family.
care, which I don't.
Wait,
They're like
wait.
little
I think
water
I think
cats.
he's trying to make you care by telling you that BB is wrong, but he's going to make you do your own
We're
research.
He's
on
luring
record.
you into
Been
caring.
impeccably
Yeah, he's
correct about
luring you
everything.
into caring.
I haven't cared since the beginning of this conversation. Just saying. So it's all good.
Oh, you will by the end of this conversation.
Yeah, I'm gonna be all in. I'm gonna get a beaver, one of those beaver hats. And
A
be
beaver is
good to
not
go.
the same thing as an otter, John. They're actually
Whatever.
stupid.
Okay, I didn't mean
Oh
to.
wait, a beaver and a pussy.
You don't-
There's your connection, right? Between otters and cats. I'm sorry. That was-
So
I just don't think beavers are fun.
the connection is in the carnivora, okay, and that has included raccoons, as well as it looks like perhaps minks and walruses. Funny enough, I wouldn't have included them, but yeah,
didn't know that.
Yeah,
Wow. Oh.
That's interesting.
we're all a little bit better now for knowing that.
Yeah.
Who would have known we were going to know
doesn't
so
feel
much
that
about
way.
otters within the first 10 minutes of this broadcast?
We have barely scratched the surface.
No doubt.
I think I've shown John many dozens of times the video of the otter trying to stack cups.
Oh,
Yes, I've seen that one. I think.
Yeah,
I don't think dozens of times, but I feel like you may have showed it
Thought about
once.
showing you dozens
I
of
don't
times.
think I
all right.
Every
so
week
also,
I'm like, did I show John this video yet?
my mother also texted me and said, "Rodents of an unusual size" is a reference to the Princess Bride. I didn't get that.
I didn't know that.
You
You didn't know
I
that?
thought that's
that
why
was,
you were saying
that wasn't obvious.
No,
Wow.
I haven't thought about the Princess Bride except for the last time John brought it up. I mean, I haven't seen it in probably 20 years.
When was the last time I brought it up?
We had like a brief argument about
That was
like,
Brian.
what
I
was
don't
the
think that
better
was me.
movie. Was that Brian?
That's
Yes,
Brian.
because Brian claims that Zoolander is a better movie than The
Oh.
Princess Bride because he's retarded.
That's
Brian
okay.
is the most
Yeah.
uncultured person
Yeah.
I've ever met.
Yeah.
And he drinks wine too. It's so just.
I know, that is
ironic.
weird.
Like a
Ironic.
soccer mom.
A
Yeah.
Florida hick that drinks wine. Cabernet.
Watching Zoolander.
Compensating for the rest of his income.
A tragic gasoline fight with my friends.
Crazy. Okay, Bernie Bright, you want to tell us why you're here? Maybe.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not going to do my own ad read
Why else would you join the show?
because I want to loom over one of you while you do it.
No, you got it, bro.
I don't even have my own copy.
Here, I'll
Yeah.
copy it and put it in the chat for you. Unless you really don't want to do it, but I think
I'm actually really excited about this because I just learned right before the show started that it's the graphic audio with different character voices. So it's like listening.
Well, you do the
to
read then, Ash.
The,
You're
well, I
so
don't have.
excited.
I don't have. Is it in the thing?
It's
I'll
on the
read
chat
It's
it.
in the
now.
chat.
I gotta make it bigger. Hang on, I'm blind.
That's what she said.
The Filthy Savages of Badlands Media helped make the launch of Burning Bright Publishing a scrumptious success in 2025. And now we're back with all the rights to the original IP due to your support. Let's pause there for a second. That's freaking awesome. Congratulations, BB.
Yeah.
Following the
Shit.
limited edition leather-bound hardcover, Saving Soul, the first book in the Swordpunk trilogy, is now available in digital and audio formats. The audio was produced in partnership
This is a
with the
disaster.
with this sound booth. You asked for it. Sound Booth Theater. This isn't some AI read aloud crap. It's full on audio theater production featuring a cast of professional actors, original music, and high-end studio polish. And I think I haven't actually heard it yet, but
This is
I
Ash
think
herself thinking this.
it
right now.
represents
It's
the
not her
best
reading.
vision for the sword punk aesthetic and the best package for this audience, bringing the story of Ikeo Prince
Oh my
and
God.
his war against. Is that wrong? Did I get that wrong? The main character's name. His
yeah.
war
Getting all your comeuppance now, John.
his war against the deep state to life in vivid detail. So if you're into cyberpunk ninjas, epic fight scenes, 80s action pulp, this is the longest ad read ever, and criminal conspiracies, pick up your audio copy of Saving Soul today. Head over to badlandsmedia.tv/swordpunk to listen to a free sample and download the full audio production for $25. And remember, we're in a war of stories and we have better writers, not readers, but definitely better writers.
Just
Yeah,
not
Reed
of the
wouldn't have taken that long
ad
if it was
scripts.
read.
I recorded the Power Hour with Chris today, and I did read that ad read
Oh.
and
Did you read it
nailed
with
it.
that attitude?
I had probably a worse attitude, but I didn't mess up
He
any
was
words.
exasperated the whole time.
No, it's good shit. I think the audio is obviously something that this audience will be more geared toward as podcast whores, the lot of them. Nobody
Did you
reads
write that
anymore.
ad copy or did the ad team write it?
I
He
wrote it.
definitely used the word scrumptious or
I know.
whatever.
Yeah.
He
I
I know.
definitely wrote
It's
it.
what,
I wanted
it
somebody to
wasn't
read.
the word choice so much as the number of words.
Yeah, that's fair. But
The dead giveaway. But he didn't mention Russia once, so I was like, maybe he didn't.
there is
write it.
one Russian in the book that gets killed very
Oh
violently.
man.
It's not a major character. Just
Doesn't
so
sound
it's-
right.
Spoiler
Righteous.
alert.
Yeah, right.
Jeez.
Yeah,
His
so
brother comes
when you
back in
see
the
a
next
Russian
book
guy
to
in the
avenge
book-
his death.
You don't get attached to the Russian.
in the audiobook, does he have a Russian accent?
He doesn't have any lines. He's literally just a henchman guy. Gets killed
So how do we know he's Russian?
pretty quick. Because
He makes sure to
the
tell you.
character alludes to hearing him giving orders in a Russian accent.
But we don't know what the lines
So he could have
are.
been Ukrainian. I mean,
Just Eastern
But
European.
isn't that just Russian?
yes.
That's true.
That's fair.
Ukraine's not a real country, so
Zach's been listening to some of it, though,
Yeah.
before he gave up.
it's very good. I haven't given up. Just, it's a time management thing. But yeah, I think it's really polished. It's really well done. And here's the thing. We were talking a little bit about this before the show. Generally speaking, if I'm listening to an audiobook, I really do appreciate just like a stoic British old man reading through the pages, okay? And not necessarily doing, sound effects and like heavily produced. But I did grow up with this like this collection of tapes. There was this radio show. I guess there was a number of radio shows that I used to listen to when I was a kid. They were from like the 1930s, before there was any TV or anything like that. And there was this sort of like Twilight Zone-esque show called Arch Obler's Lights Out. And it was very corny, like overacting, because they've got to like push that emotion out through those tinny little speakers. If somebody was walking, they had a guy with shoes on sand and a wooden board that was making the sounds and everything, like, rare, all these sound effects. But I thought it was so cool when I was a kid. And it kind of inspired me to think about doing radio. And I actually like did a radio program in college. And maybe it inspired me to do what we're doing right now. Who knows? But
what was your radio show about?
Well, I mean, when I was in college, like my first year in college, there was a college radio station at the college. And so you do the radio program. They teach you how to use like a standard old school radio broadcasting studio. So you're using magnetic tape reels. All of it is totally useless now because nothing is done that way anymore. You had, if you had ad spots, you had an 8-track tape. You would literally punch it in. And, bunch of buttons. The closest thing I have to it is my Rodecaster Pro 2 soundboard over here. And maybe that's why I like it, because there's a little bit of a vintage aesthetic to it. But so anyways, I did that, and I had to produce like a whole bunch of ad spots and literally physically slice tape together. And it was a lot of fun. But long story short, listening to your book kind of brought me back, and I really enjoyed it. And I thought that it was really, really well done.
Thanks, man. I was saying before the show, I actually have listened to a ton of this stuff back when I was in the publishing industry. And I do not usually like dramas. Like, I don't even know what you'd call them. Like, what'd you call it before the show, Ash? What's the term?
Gay?
It's like
You're
not
muted.
a narration.
You're muted.
Oh, you're muted.
Graphic audio.
Graphic audio, yeah, where you've got multiple actors and sound effects and stuff like that. But we did think this one worked because it's kind of got that cyberpunk synthwave flair. And what's weird is the main actor is Irish, actually Irish, from Ireland, with an Irish accent, which I was shocked about when I spoke to him, because he does not have an Irish accent voicing the main character in the book. So kind of a shifty feller. Yeah.
What did the actors say about the book?
Well, of course they're gonna say they liked it. Thought it was really great.
They want to
Because
keep
they're
their
getting
jobs.
paid
So
to
that was
act in
nice.
it.
They told them all the way up until the last
Yeah,
page, and
they're
then
like,
they
this
just
is the
got the
greatest
shit
book
out of
we've
there.
recorded in days. So.
Oh, funny.
So I take it you had no say in who the actors would be. You did not get to cast them.
No, what happened was actually this book was part of my old. I had publishing deals, and my publisher. This is why it took so long to untangle all these rights, because people think like, oh, your IP rights, right? You get the IP rights back, and it's yours. And it's like, well, what did the publisher do with those rights when they weren't yours? So one of the things my publisher did is sold the audio rights to this company called Sound Booth Theater, who they were in charge of this whole production and did it themselves just because they liked the story. And this came out back in 2020. But when I bought the rights back to the IP from my publisher for the book itself, I then contacted Soundbooth because I liked their audiobook, and I was like, ideally, I just want this instead of trying to just remake it, because I ended up liking it. And I didn't think I was going to like the graphic audio, and I got a different deal with them. So I got the, we're basically joint. Technically, I own the rights, but I just republished it with them. But it's under me rather than my previous publisher. But yeah, I had nothing to do with it. Although I will say, even though at the time they made this, I did not have the rights to this, the studio reached out to me 6 years ago when they were making this and were like, hey, what do you think we should do? Blah, blah, blah. And like, what was your inspiration for the book? And I was like, well, actually, this is the only book I ever wrote to music the whole time. I was listening to synthwave music the entire time. And they got original synthwave music recorded for the book, like after interviewing me about it.
Oh, seriously?
So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Like it's like in the background, like a score kind of
Yeah,
thing?
it's not the whole time, so it's like
Right.
it'll fade out. 90% of the book is just is the actors, but like if an intense scene happens, you'll start to hear that like music come into the background. So they do it for like epic scenes. It's pretty cool. The opening sample, the opening like 5 minutes is free on Audible. You can listen to it, and I think that scene has some of the music in the background that you can hear.
Very cool.
Interesting.
Cool.
Cool. So, next up we'll do a gay Netflix race swapped. But I bamboozled them in advance because there's a lot of minorities in this book. So if Netflix adapts it, they'll make them all white.
Were you a liberal?
Nice.
Were you a
Well
lib
played.
when you wrote the book?
I was a Trump guy because I wrote this in 2019, and I did not vote in 2016 at all. But I was like all in on Trump in 2017.
Dude, you
So,
cost
yeah, I was
Hillary
still a Trump guy,
the
but I wasn't in like that. I wasn't doing any of this stuff, obviously.
you cost Hillary the election in 2016,
Yeah,
bro.
that's true.
Me too. I didn't vote either. I wasn't a Trump
Would you
guy.
have voted for her?
No, that's why I didn't vote,
Yeah.
actually, Ash. Like, I didn't vote in 2012 either. So I had defected from voting in the second Obama run. I was like, not again, bitch. And
Well,
then
then-
Hillary, I was like, well, she's the most evil person ever,
Fact.
even at the time. But I just thought at the time, I knew Trump from like the MMA world randomly. And that was like all my knowledge of him really was just like him going to UFC events and being friends with Dana White and saving the UFC, which was relevant to my career at the time. But I thought he was just doing it for like a Celebrity Apprentice season whatever thing. I just wasn't paying attention. I had fully removed myself from politics at that time.
Is that how Mark Wayne Mullen got into politics? He picked him up
don't
out of
know,
the
but-
octagon?
It's funny you say that, Zach, because in my other line of work, I had one of the guys that works for me come to me and be like, hey, I think we should, research this Mark Mullen guy is in the news a ton. And like, we should dig up all the data on his fight career. So I was like working on data research on his fight career earlier today.
So
Was he undefeated?
Yeah, but like, yeah, he was. He was a,
But on a lower
legit
level or something.
fighter. It was a regional. He was a regional. They were professional fights, but he was a regional guy. He never fought in like. He obviously never fought in the UFC, but he never even fought in like a feeder league to the UFC. He'd be the equivalent of, a local Gold Glove or something like that. But
I feel like he was not expecting to be put in that position today. Did you guys see that? Or was that yesterday? That video of him on the Capitol steps. He's like,
yeah.
just found out before you did.
Yeah, I think
Didn't
you're
seem too
right.
happy.
I think it was like they went from Mark, I'm going to need to do this for you, and you're going to need to say yes, and I'm about to put the tweet out.
Yeah, that's
Would you like
exactly
to
what I said
guess
today on the
Yeah.
show.
the combined record of his opponents.
Like, how many opponents? How many
He's
opponents?
3-0.
Okay, so he's
and,
faced three
He's fought
opponents.
3 times. That's it.
He's fought 3 times.
What's the total number of
Total?
possible
The
fights
total number of fights is
of his opponents?
Hold on one sec. 20 20 total fights spread among his opponents. So
Are
how
they-
many wins, how many losses?
1 in 19.
Close. 3 wins
Wow.
in 20 fights. So that makes him look a lot worse, actually. I mean, he beat the shit out of those guys, but he fought a 1-0 guy and beat him. He fought a 1-8 guy and beat him, and then he fought that same 1-8 guy again, who was then 1-9, and he beat him again.
Just a glutton for punishment, I guess.
But this is why in the fight world we call them can crushers, is why none of us get impressed by numbers on records, because it's a can crusher thing. You're like, what was your opponent's winning percentage? 10%, and you're 10-0.
That's like boxing. Like every fighter
Yeah.
you see is like 22-0, and and there's there's got to be a guy out there who's 0-22 because like, every one of these guys has this like incredible winning percentage.
Don't they have a name for those guys that are like the losers that fight winners?
There's different names for them. We like, one of the classic names is tomato cans. That's why they call them can crushers. People who beat up on those guys. In England, they call them jobbers.
Okay.
Like England, it's a huge problem, actually, that I've worked with the English authorities. Funny, actually, relevant to some of the stuff Ash talks
You've worked
about.
with the Crown?
Scotland Yard.
No, like in the U.S., combat sports
Fed,
is
guys.
government regulated, and almost everywhere else it's not. It's like the total inversion, where everything else, we're a little bit more free than Europe, but in Europe, in England, like you can just put a fight event on in your gym. And in the US, like the state athletic commission is like, okay, here's your license. All your fighters need to be blood tested. We bring in the referees and all that kind of stuff. And that's why in England, if a guy comes out of England who's like 10-0, people who are in the industry in the US are like, I do not care. You're fucking English. So you were probably fighting like random guys in a gym.
Like
Whereas
Snatch.
in the US, if you're 10-0, like you were fighting in matched sort of, different situation.
Plus,
the
they
government-
probably
Snatch
have
it?
syphilis too, because no blood tests.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody needs syphilis.
Still, though, he challenged that guy
Want
to a
to leave,
fight
but
in
we'll
the
go.
Senate. Remember that?
He
That
did
clip
it?
of him? They were having like Senate hearings, and he called that guy out, and he got up and
Like-
almost
that.
Gonna have a fist fight.
yeah,
Mhm.
that was pretty cool.
I would love to see just Congress beat the shit out of each other since we can't do it to them.
How about
Super
that guy getting his
closer.
arm broken in half the other day?
Yeah, I didn't watch that video, but I heard about it.
You still haven't watched it?
I don't
Man,
want
we
to. I
should
don't
probably
care to
watch
like,
it.
Why would I want to see somebody's arm get broken in half?
It's definitely going to make your
It's
stomach drop,
strange.
dude.
The whole video
Yeah.
is strange. The people in the room are strange. The way it pops off is strange.
But
the
do I
reaction
need to watch it?
very strange.
Well,
No.
I mean, if you're partial to watching people get severely damaged, then you might want to watch it. But
I
I
did my
mean,
time
that
on 4chan.
that guy had been in Congress, like trying to start fights all day long. That was not the first time that he just showed up someplace screaming. So he was looking for something like that to happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think they did anything wrong trying to get him out of there, especially because he was probably a known quantity. But it definitely doesn't look good that they snapped his arm in half.
But
And
he was
was-
resisting. There's
he
no
was resisting.
question that he was resisting.
he
in
took
that.
it like a champ, though.
I saw a video today where I guess they dug this up on his social media. I guess his wife is Palestinian, and he's
Yeah.
like wearing the full outfit, going to some UFC fight for some Palestinian fighter and free
Sounds lame.
Palestine kind of guy. So whatever that's worth.
Yeah,
He was
they should
saying
have
free
broken them
Palestine.
both, even it out.
Yeah.
So what Zach is saying, that he was walking around picking a fight for Palestine all day, and he finally got it. So
honestly,
isn't that a FAFO? Is that a
he
FAFO?
was. I think it's a FAFO. He
Yeah.
was screaming at such an elevated volume and like basically like, pay attention to me. I demand that you listen to me. And it was so off-putting. Like every interaction that I saw, people were like, "What are you even talking about?" Like when you see a woman get pulled over by the police and she just immediately starts yelling and telling the cop that she's not going to get out of the car. And then the next thing you know, she's getting tased. It was kind of like that. So I actually thought it was kind of satisfying to watch his arm get broken.
You meant to say black woman, Zach.
Well, I mean, white women it happens to as well, but there is
That's
kind of a
true.
phenomenon, right, Cam?
Huh? The problem is that liberal white women are copying sassy black women.
That's
that's
true.
true.
That
Yeah.
is
Very
true.
true.
It doesn't fit the
Appropriation.
bill.
Appropriation, yeah.
Yeah. Also, pick
Yeah, it's
something
like-
better
Sorry,
to culturally appropriate.
It's like horseshoe theory that Ghost always talks about, right? Like the left and the right end up kind of becoming the same thing. Like
Yeah, the
sassy, are
fascists and the
sassy black
communists.
women going to become Karens, and then the Karens are going to become
They already are,
sassy
man.
black women. Yeah,
Jasmine Crockett is
all the
definitely a
same.
Karen. She's more of a Karen. She's like a Karen with a little bit of hood to her. She's
She's not even real hood,
Karens.
though.
no,
Like,
no,
oh,
not at all.
God.
It's-
Manufactured,
They
totally
could.
manufactured.
Yeah.
I wonder
Turns
what
it
she's
on when
going to
she
do
needs to.
now. She's probably going to get a gig at CNN or something like that.
She smart enough for that?
yeah,
You don't have to be smart to have a
I'm
gig
Yeah,
at
she's
CNN,
definitely,
John.
she definitely is.
Okay.
Where's
There's
that
clips
bar,
of her
John?
where she's talking
Yeah, that's
very
true.
intelligently.
I'd say the View is more her pace, probably, but
Maybe,
They're the
but they've
same
already got a
school.
black woman on The View, so they don't need her there.
right.
Maybe if Whoopi retires.
Whoopee.
I loved her Kendrick Lamar video that she made, and dancing to that.
Was
What?
that during
I haven't
COVID or
seen
something
48,
like that?
40 acres and a mule. I thought that was brilliant. I was like, is this
I haven't
woman-
seen it.
this
Jasmine
woman
Crockett?
plugs in.
The only video that I remember with Jasmine Crockett is her campaign ad where President Trump just clobbers her for being a moron for like 65 seconds. That was beautiful. High art.
It is great when he singles somebody out. We in my household, Baby Bright he's always listening to music. He's obsessed with it. And we were getting sick of the same 30 songs for the last month. So we tried to wade into some new territory tonight. We were on YouTube, on the TV, and we got into the Eagles and Clapton, and he was super into it. He's getting into rock. He's
Nice.
getting back into, he's really getting into rock. But what was funny is a live performance from 1970, whatever, came up of Leonard Skinner, Freebird, and then Sweet Home Alabama. But it kind of sent me down a rabbit hole. But I think it was the next day or a few days later that they died in the plane crash.
Mm-hmm.
But what was so crazy is Mrs. Bright was anytime I tell her these people died or whatever, who's somebody famous, she's like, oh, do you think it was something, something
Clintons.
some sort of conspiracy? And I was like, yeah, well, people think that, but I've never looked into anything with Leonard Skinner. And I still haven't in terms of conspiracies. But right away, I'm watching this live performance, sold out stadium, looked like fucking 80,000 people there, right? And these guys are singing, whatever, they're from Florida, right? And giant Confederate flag behind them.
Oh, that's Oakland.
Which I didn't
That's in
know. I
Oakland.
didn't know that about them. But
Oh, really?
then I'm thinking okay, so southern rock boys exploding into the culture with guitar riffs nobody's ever heard before, like swamp Florida boys in the 70s when the Brits were dominating the music scene. A lot of my favorite rock bands ever are the British rock bands, actually. But so they come out here, and then it's
Tracks, you redcoat.
they get taken out in a plane crash. I don't know. Makes me think. You got a sold out stadium there. You're rocking the most famous guitar solo in human history in front of a Confederate flag in front of 80,000 screaming women. They couldn't. I could see why there might have been motive from the powers that be to be let's get these guys out of the culture a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Oakland Coliseum. That I know that video, and it's the front row is all full of blonde Berkeley students.
Yeah.
So it's Oakland, totally black city, and it's totally liberal. And you're right, the stadium is full, and it's where these California girls are rocking out to on stage with the Confederate flags. It's almost very jarring from a historical sense to see that.
It
Yeah,
is
I didn't
now,
realize it
but
was
at the time-
California. I assumed
the
it was in
time-
the South.
If it's
At
the
the time,
concert
it
I'm
wasn't-
thinking of, what you're describing is exactly it.
It's
What'd you say,
jarring to see the Confederate flag now, but at the time, it wasn't. I mean,
No,
all
it
those
was
kind of
nothing at
bands.
the time. I was
Yeah.
in a band that had a Confederate flag. We were
Really?
Jimmy and the Caucasians.
I literally see them all the time down here in Florida too.
The drummer had a Confederate flag on, and all the guys in the band back when
should we have him sitting by Cam or should we move him?
I'm cool with it. I'm
more
way
of a Confederate
more
than
comfortable
anybody.
next to him than some other people. That's for sure.
Yeah, our drummer had a Confederate flag on his bass drum, and there were we had a bunch of members because you have a band like that, and members come and go, and but then when the whole Confederate flag thing came after Charleston and Dylan Roof, and I was on Facebook at the time, and of course everybody I knew, they were liberal and they were just posturing, virtue posturing like crazy over this, and oh yeah, the Confederate flag's so terrible, and it's like guys I was in the band with, it's like I was in the band with you and we had a Confederate flag in our band. You cannot fool me, you freaking hypocrite,
Exactly.
But of course that's the story of the people like that.
I'm not going to play music because I know how that works, but
His hands pressed to the glass, listening intently, a single tear streaming down his face.
Yeah, dude, he is like entirely focused on songs that he likes. If you put something on he doesn't like it, he'll completely ignore it. But I was posting in the chat the other night, the Badlands chat, like one of his favorite videos is the Hall of Fame George Harrison tribute with Tom Petty and Steve Winwood and Jeff Lynne, and then Prince does a guitar solo, and anywhere he is in the house, once the Prince guitar solo starts, he just stops and goes and watches the whole thing.
Dude, let me know when Baby Bright is ready to co-host Audio Files. We had Ash on last week and we had a blast. So
sounds like he's kind of stealing my playlist though, Jay.
I know, very similar.
Yeah.
He's into the classics right now.
It was a fun show though. If people didn't see it, they should go back and watch it. We had a blast.
It was awesome.
I moved the people on making Jay and Brad appreciate GM bands, and Brad in particular appreciate Dave Matthews.
Yeah, and
I'm not saying he does. I'm saying I moved the needle towards him having an appreciation.
You and me as well. I can vouch for that. That was a really nice.
I
opened my mind.
I hated Dave Matthews because my brother listened to his album on loop, but I have actually come across his music again as an adult, and I'm like, okay, he's pretty talented.
And Ash connected the Southern rock to the jam bands with me with the Allman Brothers, which I was really not aware of that connection.
My favorite band of all time, the Allman Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we even pulled in the British jam bands too, baby. We pulled in Derek and the Dominoes.
Dire Straits was my
solid.
I think the single greatest live rock performance of all time is Sultans of Swing at Alchemy Live from Mark Knopfler. Best guitar solo.
Did you go to it?
No, but I've watched it on loop many times. So I'm like an expert in it.
Didn't the Allman Brothers have like a tragic series of deaths as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Matt, what's your favorite band?
My favorite band, well, when in the 70s when I was a youngster, it was ELO. I was big into
Jeff Lynne.
Yes. And so a New World Record was the first album I ever bought, and a double album out of the Blue. I love those. As time went on, and then they sort of faded away, and ELO was like one of those. They were in the 70s. They were sort of esoteric, I was trying to learn to play the violin at the time, so I thought it was so cool. I saw them on Johnny Carson, and they came out and they were performing, and they had violin and cello, and they were painted blue. They were painted like these day glow colors, and I thought, oh, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. That you can actually play the violin and look cool. So I really liked that a lot. I didn't stick with the violin, but I liked ELO up through Discovery album, Don't Bring Me Down, and then they had Xanadu, and it was sort of like, where's this going? It's the 80s. Everything changed in the 80s. We went on to a different kind of sound, and so by then it was just about dancing in the gym with girls. So that was
Zach was trying to get Baby Bright into Daft Punk. It was
yes.
He was partial.
Yeah, I think they were at Burning Man. I think I saw them at Burning Man.
Yeah, nice.
Well, the video for Around the World is It's amazing. I mean, like they have a whole bunch of amazing videos, and that was kind of like the last era of like well-produced music videos, and like the Spike Jonze era, that kind of time, and then everything was just like asses in hip hop.
Mrs. Bright does get a little bit upset about the playlist for those reasons. She's like, how did all this stuff end up on here? And I'm like, this is just music these days, babe.
Yeah.
It happens. And I don't think he recognizes it yet, but...
Oh, he recognizes it. Trust me.
That's
he
why
knows.
he's stopping and paying attention to all the music. Yeah. His first music phase was not rock. I got him into rock. It was... like Latin music. When I was on daddy daycare duty last summer, and she was working some full days, 8-hour days, I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do. So then I was trying to get him into music, and he didn't like anything. And then I put Despacito on one day.
Oh.
And he stopped crying, and me and him listened to Despacito 100 times a day.
Oh God.
Like for a while.
The original or the Justin Bieber one?
No, the original one. I didn't know about the Justin Bieber one. And then Mrs. Bright, the Canadian that she is, was like, oh yeah, the Justin Bieber song. I was like, what are you talking about? This is a proud Latin song. Like, what do you mean, Justin Bieber?
Despacito was a proud Latin song.
It's part of their culture.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
the
what they
original
do
one.
over there. They're always just like dancing around, scantily clad women. And, you know,
Baby Bright's going to be a politician.
yeah, he'll get the Puerto Rican
halftime performer.
We'll have the Latinx vote locked up for sure.
Latinx.
Yeah. He got into
they asked
Camila
for
Cabello.
It's what they want. They ask for it, they get it.
Yeah, he was into her for a while.
Actually, to be fair, I don't think any of them actually asked for it. I think it was the white Karens that made Latinx a thing, but so be it.
Yeah, I don't think that I know of a single Hispanic person who identifies as Latinx.
I don't associate with them.
So much fun to say, though.
Yeah.
I think we need to rub their nose in this stuff. Like the pronoun stuff is going away, right? I was listening. I did the radio this morning, the iHeart Radio show, and after me was Brian Callen, and he was talking about like cancel culture in Hollywood, and he was saying basically that if you have pronouns on your sheet, your headshot sheet with all your info in the back, you have pronouns on there, they're not hiring you because they don't want to deal with it. You're too much trouble. You're too much work.
Really?
That's how it always should have been.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but we're coming out of it. So let's never let it happen again. And we do that by rubbing their noses in it all the time.
Oh, for sure.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens kind of on that front. There's the big news that seems like it was all quite orchestrated, where the Ellisons are getting Warner Brothers after a lot of kayfabe back and forth with Netflix. And, so on paper, it's like, oh, it's going to be the based Netflix versus Netflix. But we have to see. Like, I try to be cautiously optimistic about that stuff, but Paramount and them have done plenty of gay bullshit, like ruined a lot of franchises themselves. So
yeah,
that whole industry, though, like Hollywood is feeling the pressure, not just of the wokening, but the AI acceleration. If you go on YouTube right now, you see all these like photorealistic, like Captain America versus Batman. And, if you just glance at it, you're like, man, that looks like it's from a new movie. And this is the worst that shit's ever going to get. So
I thought I saw a story today that Qatar might be pulling their like 25 billion or whatever they put towards that investment.
I saw some of those too. I didn't really look into them, but they were I saw some headlines where they were saying like broadly they were going to withdraw all of the infrastructure money. But that could also just be the globalist machine being like, look at how bad Trump's actions are backfiring and all these guys are going to pull out. I don't know. It'd be hard to believe that they didn't know this was going to happen, but he does a peace tour over there with Qatar in particular, but I don't know.
We shall see. Big bad war. Is this our first broadcast since the war started?
The war began 45 minutes after the last one, our last broadcast ended. So we went off the air and they started bombing. I think they waited for us.
That's crazy. It began 45 minutes after our last episode.
Yeah,
And this is our
1:15 a.m.
47th episode.
Yeah.
45, 47.
Whoa.
That's a match.
Serious
Comms. Nailed it.
So they started the war to coincide with the 47th episode of OnlyLands.
Well, 45 minutes after the 46th episode, and then this is 47. So that's
Confirms that-
Oh, I'm
confirms
sorry.
they walked
I'm
out
sorry
on-
for doubting
Jeez.
the strength of the decode there. My bad.
I remember 46 was technically his second term. He doesn't like to claim it, but it was a second term. That was during the 46th episode, or right after.
45
all
through
comms.
47.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Man. Now I get why they do this. It feels real good. To make these-
Headlines.
Red lines
Admit
everywhere.
that you miss our boy Blue. Everybody admit it.
Oh, of course we
Miss
do.
him a little bit.
I do. I do.
You
It's
miss
not
him
like a
little
shameful
bit.
thing. We've said we're going to miss him before he left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Did
Wonder
you
what that
see? Did you see
whippersnapper's up
his remarks at Jesse Jackson's funeral?
No.
No.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
those were fun. Somebody needs to pull it up.
I'm on it.
Darren was telling me, my old Colorado show co-host was telling me that Kamala Harris tried to hijack the Jesse
totally
Jackson
did.
funeral. I didn't see that. Can we play that? Because I
glorious.
missed it.
We'll
Has
do this
she
one
been
first.
like, is she a specific race yet? Like, have they decided what's going on with her?
Yeah,
It
she's
depends
a-
on the setting. So this was
We
a
need a
black
race
man's
draft.
funeral. She was black for this, but
Yes.
if she ends up going out for curry, then she's definitely Indian.
But
Or
she's
any sort of
always
Asian.
a whole.
If we need something Asian, she can claim that region as well.
Okay, listen
If
up.
I told you all earlier when I was a kid I had a cleft palate or club foot, none of you would have laughed. But it's okay to laugh at stuttering. I'm not being critical of you, but think about it. It's the one place where people think you're stupid. Oh, really? I'm a hell of a lot smarter than most of you. But all kidding aside,
Yeah, he's smarter than all the black people in the room.
That's really
Yeah,
funny
that's,
because
It's the
we had
opposite of
Gavin
Gavin.
Newsom.
Gavin
last
Newsom,
week.
yeah.
I'm dumber than I'm just as dumb as all you guys. And how
I am
And the guy who
like
What's
you.
going on?
I don't know how to read either.
the guy who literally is dumber than just about everyone on the planet claims he's smarter than all of us.
Oh,
That's
so
ironic.
funny. Let's
Kamala
listen-
dropped her. She dropped her unburdened by what has been line.
No, she didn't.
Yeah,
oh
she
my
did.
God. Who the fuck is writing for her at this point?
Oh, retire that line.
Are those
All
chocolate
engagements,
flowers?
good engagement, Zach.
It's chocolate rain for Jesse Jackson.
Let me just say, I predicted a lot about what's happening right now.
Ooh, profit.
She already got some of that flavor in there
Yeah.
coming in.
She been drinking.
I'm
Yep.
not into saying I told you so, but we did see it coming.
Oh, she does have her black voice on.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did not predict is that we would not have Jesse Jackson with us right now to help us get through this.
She wrote this speech herself.
I mean, before I play the rest of this, like, wasn't he old as shit? Like,
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was inevitable.
wasn't she gonna die? Yeah. Okay, I thought so too.
she's not as smart as Biden.
And this afternoon has been such a beautiful remembrance of his spirit, his life, and his faith. And in a way that Reverend Al talked about it and so many others have, I do think of this afternoon as what it is doing for me to renew my faith in what is possible, fueled by the hope that Jesse Jackson so often reminded us of.
I also got this from Biden.
Yeah,
She
so
clearly
he was
didn't know who he
84. He was 84 and he was suffering from progressive supranuclear palsy, a rare severe neurodegenerative supranuclear palsy, PSP.
Wow.
A rare severe neurodegenerative disease, often misdiagnosed as Parkinson's disease. He was hospitalized for this condition in late 2025 before passing away at home. So the only
Never
reason
saw
that
it
she didn't
coming.
predict it is because she wasn't informed at all.
I've never heard of that
Absolutely.
before. I wonder if that's like induced by jabs or whatever.
I can't
Progressive
believe
supranuclear palsy.
Supra.
can't
So
believe that they-
super
they
is
dropped
big.
the-
Supra would be
Supra is
smaller.
Skinny tune.
It's like from the cerebral.
Okay.
I
That's a
just-
beautiful
I
cat,
just-
BB.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you,
They'll say
Doctor.
I
nice
can't believe
pussy.
that. I can't believe that they dropped
Oh.
the N-word hard R with this name right there, man. That was the messed up
did.
part of it all.
They
What?
did?
What?
They did?
Oh my
What?
God, you guys. That's why I tried to say it quickly because I knew you wouldn't get
Oh.
it. Nuclear.
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 Be more
Oh,
assertive, Cam.
okay.
Oh.
The N-word hard R.
I got you. We have another clip. I'm just going through like Twitter and seeing whatever clips come up.
This is bad times like that. We're in a tough spot, folks. We got an administration that doesn't share any of the values that we have. And I don't think I'm exaggerating a little bit.
Sorry, I can't control his noise, but BB, your chair is loud as heck when you like do the little.
That was
what do
my
you mean,
large other animal.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry, maybe I'll find a better clip because that's so.
Did Trump not go to this?
No, he didn't. No.
Is that weird? Because weren't they friends?
They were, but I mean, it's 2026. They probably explicitly told him not to come, I would imagine.
And I saw that like Isaiah Thomas was speaking and he like said there were like 5 former presidents here, including and he mentioned Kamala as being one of them.
Well, he's kind of
President
an idiot too.
Harris.
This is a fairy tale event.
Yeah, he said President Harris.
Well, Isaiah Thomas is like a known idiot, and he's definitely a racist. So
Absolutely.
Bill Clinton is like congenitally unable to close his mouth the older he gets. He looks like a zombie.
Is he still thinking about those pictures he was looking at during the testimony?
Man, that was the first time I saw him smile in a long time.
The way he tried to grab it back, that was great.
He was about to fire that lawyer right on the spot.
I wasn't done yet.
How about the fact that both Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton used one of their longtime co-conspirators, Cheryl Mills, as their personal counsel for those depositions? And Cheryl Mills had a relationship with Ghislaine Maxwell that was also exposed as a result of these emails coming out.
Did you expect them to bring new co-conspirators into this stack?
Dude, I mean, I guess, when you make your lawyer your partner in crime, it guarantees neither of you get caught. So I should have known.
Yeah, they can swap her out for Mark Elias and be just fine.
Probably.
Yeah, those hearings are retarded, by the way. Much to what I was told was going to happen at these those interviews or whatever. I was told fireworks and all sorts of crazy stuff.
I think
Hillary did bang the table and leave.
That was
because Lauren
interesting.
Boebert posted a photo of her on the internet.
Lauren who?
Boebert.
Who?
Boebert. Patriot Barbie. She's my congresswoman.
Depends on like what.
Although I
layer-
don't identify as having her as my congresswoman.
I wouldn't either.
I think
depends on
although
what
it
layer
wasn't
of the mind you're in. Yeah, like on the Hillary shit. If you went on YouTube that week, it was fucking everywhere. Like millions and millions and millions and millions of views all over the normie sphere. So like I think a lot of this stuff is just we've seen it so many times.
Yes.
They were like, okay, these are 2017 reruns, but you go on YouTube and it's like all the trend. I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying like that did
wasn't what I was
actually
talking
get a
about
ton
either.
of play. Yeah, you said like that it was going to be explosive. I'm saying according to normies, it was like this big controversial thing.
Still not what I said or meant. I was talking about. Go ahead, Ash.
Did anybody think that she was going to get asked about Frazzle Drip in a congressional hearing? Because I didn't. That was like point to Boebert for asking the question.
Yeah.
Sounds like something a grifter would ask.
Oh, John. I do think that it was worthwhile because both she and Bill perjured themselves numerous times. And, it doesn't mean that they're going to be criminally referred, but they should. And even if they are, it'll be in DC. Well, no, wait. No, they went to Chappaqua. They went to fucking New York. So they would get indicted in New York. That's actually really good.
What did they lie about?
Well, they both lied about the specifics of their relationships, specifically with Ghislaine Maxwell and Bill Clinton. He was asked about Mark Middleton hanging himself with a extension cord and then shooting himself in the chest with a shotgun that just didn't happen to be anywhere close to his body. I was actually thought that was pretty cool.
But yeah, I'm curious about the perjury. Like, what were the specific perjury?
I would have to go back and review my takes because I found like probably 5 different areas where they both lied about their knowledge of things. Actually, okay, I can tell you one right now. Hillary Clinton was asked about the relationship with Ghislaine Maxwell. First of all, about her coming to Chelsea's wedding. And Hillary said, Ghislaine Maxwell was a +1, and I didn't know her. We didn't even speak at the wedding. Okay. It's on record that Hillary Clinton and Chelsea Clinton formulated the guest list together. Ghislaine Maxwell was like properly invited to the wedding. Her date was a man by the name of Ted Waite, who was just subpoenaed after Hillary Clinton answered the question in the way that she did. So he'll be coming. In addition to that, Hillary Clinton was asked about Ghislaine Maxwell coming to the Chapaka property, and she said, I don't remember ever meeting Ghislaine Maxwell, and if she came, then I wasn't there. They also asked Ghislaine Maxwell about that when she was under oath, when Todd Blanche went to go speak with her in prison, and she said, oh yeah, no, we used to go all the time, and it's because we were friends with them. They were also asked about Zorro Ranch, and Hillary Clinton said that she hadn't been to Zorro Ranch, but there are numerous people who testified previously to the fact that Hillary and Bill and Chelsea used to come and visit Zorro Ranch on a yearly basis. They would come and they would stay at a very particular portion of the property. So, you know, those may seem insignificant, but I mean, you know, I think that it's an in.
I mean, I wouldn't say they're insignificant. It sounds like none of those are actual. Like, I don't think any of those could be proven as perjury at this point. It sounds all speculative.
Well, from what I heard of the testimony.
Hang on. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, they're lawyers, you know, they know how to use legal speak. So when she said, like, you know, I don't recall ever meeting Epstein, like, you don't recall it. That doesn't mean you didn't meet him. It just means you didn't recall him. So they gave themselves a lot of outs, but
they did.
But there were a few, like Zach pointed out, where I think you probably could.
You could certainly make a case for it.
Sure. Yep. I mean, the Zorro Ranch thing, those were like employees at Zorro Ranch that said, oh yeah, they were there all the time, and multiple witnesses, you know, saying they were there.
Where's that stuff? I want to look at that.
You know, it's 8 hours of testimony, John. I mean,
no, the proof that she was at Zorro Ranch.
That's that was from like 8 years ago.
Yeah, many years ago. You can do a search, and I think that there's a Daily Mail article that talks about it from like 2018.
Okay.
There's okay, and to your point, Jay, you're absolutely correct. I mean, when she answered about meeting or knowing Epstein, and she said, I can't recall, that is such a Clinton way to answer the question. And then when her lawyer comes out afterwards and allows her to speak to the press, she says, I never met Jeffrey Epstein. So it's definitive when she's not under oath, and then it's you know, a wiggle room while she is.
Yeah, you got to have the plausible deniability.
Right.
So when after that was done, right, we got the video of it later, right, next day or whatever. And after Hillary Clinton's thing was done, the Republicans did a press conference. You guys remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And they, I think, mentioned that they had perjured themselves. And then they were asked, as the Congress people were walking away, somebody shouted a question of, and I don't know exactly what the question was, but it was something to the effect of, how do you know that they perjured themselves? And Anna Paulina Luna said, because of the Clinton Global Initiative. And it sounded like they had asked questions, but asked them questions about their associations relative to the Clinton Global Initiative that they had lied about, but they have the actual information to prove it. It was what Una Panuna's comment.
That's another one.
I didn't fact check any of that, but that's what she said.
Well, I mean, both Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell had previously testified to the fact, like in a federal court, that they had been the funders for the founding of the Clinton Global Initiative, and both Bill and Hillary denied that flat out.
So that's a lie.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking this shit up.
Did you guys notice that I got new glasses?
No, but
I went on
very
Monday
smart.
and I was legally blind with my glasses on.
What?
Oh, wow. I am too.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
So
So now I can
doing
see.
a bang up job, huh?
Yeah, no, they were not. But I thought I was seeing just fine. I mean, I thought I was doing great. So I guess you really should get your eyes checked regularly.
When was the last time before?
It's like 5 years. I thought like as long as I could see, I was fine, but apparently not, because I had my glasses on and he put that eye chart up, and I was
Like,
come to Jesus moment.
I need a new prescription, and
He's like, you shouldn't be driving. You're like legally not allowed to drive. I'm like, it's fine. I don't drive anyway.
So I think I found the article you're talking about. It's just one guy with no proof, it's just his testimony. And that's the shit that like it bugs me because anybody can say anything about anybody with no corroboration. That's tough.
There's just one guy in that article. Well, maybe just in that article, but I've seen
one guy.
I've seen actual video of people talking about it, saying they worked there and that the Clintons were there. And if they worked there and you could prove they worked there, that gives them a little more credibility, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
do you guys
maybe.
think Burning Bright left because we already read his ad?
Definitely.
I do. Yeah.
The hell?
I think you had to do something baby related.
It's a likely excuse.
He'll be back.
So we have
What
one
does the article
source
say?
on this.
Yeah, it's a former security contractor for the property. That's it. Contractor was security expert Jared Kellogg. And he said that this other guy that was there bragged about the Clintons being there often. So this Jared guy didn't even see them there himself. He just said that another guy bragged about it.
All right. So
that's
so
difficult.
if this was going to be something that was investigated and sought to be proven, they would take a look at travel records. They would look at financials or something like that. I mean, there would be additional digging that needs to be done. But
yeah, that would put them in the location, right? Like there's ways to prove that. I would also think that some of those people that question them under oath already knew the answer, right? Good lawyers ask questions where they already know the answer to it. So I would imagine a lot of those questions were to basically entrap them in perjury.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Hey, he's back.
Okay.
Where'd you go?
I wasn't on baby duty. I was on Mrs. Bright duty.
Jackie was right.
Mrs. Bright?
You know what else? In regards to
What did
them
you feel?
actually being there was security systems at Zorro Ranch in the same way there was, at all of the other properties. And there was never any investigation done at Zorro Ranch. So we don't know if any of that footage exists in any form at this point. But, if it does, that would be sweet.
I was just looking. I don't know if any of you remember this. You, Zach. I don't know if I was talking to you about it, but I feel like in the last week, Trump goes on his truth blitzes and just kind of re-truths things or posts articles. He had posted a Nixon Watergate article. It wasn't like at the time of Watergate contemporary. It was somewhat recent, and it was like this whole retro. I haven't got a chance to read it yet. I was just looking for it. I'll try to find it. But maybe it was Ghost and I were talking in the Badlands chat that I thought that was really interesting because he posted it in the context of the Epstein files, where it was this whole retrospective basically saying that the Watergate scandal, the premise of the article was that the Watergate scandal was a trap set for Richard Nixon.
Yeah.
And that it was way more complicated than he knew at the time. And again, there's many schools of thoughts here. I've belonged to both, depending on the day of the week when it comes to the Epstein files. Again, people get upset if it's like, take Trump at face value, but then when Trump says something's a hoax, as John and Chris point out, it's like, don't take him at face value there. And I just think the truth might actually be this weird, muddy middle. And I thought it was interesting timing. Like Trump, I didn't even know until recent years that Trump was like a protege of Nixon.
Yeah.
And really, really admires him. And that's a name for me as a former liberal that's just like, I've never even spared a thought to consider Nixon potentially being like not an evil bad man. But I specifically thought it was interesting that the whole premise of that feature was Watergate was so much bigger and so much more complicated than Nixon knew, and Nixon fell right into it.
Yeah.
And it made me think like, well, what was Nixon like? There's all these theories about what were in the Watergate files, and it was like these satanic things and whatever. And Nixon was trying to investigate all the communist weirdos that were all around him in the State Department. And it's like they led him into this Watergate investigation that backfired on him.
Yep.
And it made me think, is Trump trying to say, like, look at what they're doing to me? Where I couldn't help but notice the last week, every single public communication from Donald Trump is about Iran, right? I mean, granted, he says other shit about energy and stuff, but the main storyline is Iran. And Congress is like, let's subpoena Pam Bondi about Epstein. Like, they want it back in headline news. So I don't know. I don't know what the conclusion is, but I was like, what would that trap look like if it doesn't mean that there's nothing to the Epstein thing, but I think that, it might be an indicator Trump's trying to throw out there of like, it's so complicated and so poisoned that there is no untangling it. Like, it has been so fucking tangled by these people. Oh, and by the way, who was on the Watergate Commission originally? Hillary Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
That is where she started her political career. She was one of the investigators on that team.
Interesting.
So,
same playbook.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Yeah. So Watergate
Where's your brush? Because you're doing you're grooming, and like I feel like you need to be doing that the way John is doing.
It's in the bathroom. I'll go get it in a second. But yes, Watergate was totally a trap that was set for Nixon by the CIA, and I've always thought that the documents that he was going for had something to do with the blackmail material that likely started under J. Edgar Hoover at the FBI, and then had kind of morphed at a certain point into being in the possession of the DNC. Roy Cohn was Nixon's lawyer and Trump's lawyer, so there's a nexus there. Cohn was, a famously homosexual, closeted homosexual, and he was part of blackmail operations that would take place in Washington, D.C. Nixon was also famously very, very conscious of the, commie fags that were in DC, and he would talk about that a lot. And so I think that he was kind of led into going after that data, and they used that to sink him. But literally every single person that was involved in Watergate had connections to the CIA, except for Nixon. He was just
well, the framing you just put together, Zach, actually kind of, I think, lays out a potential way of looking at what at a relation to the Epstein files, right? Let's I'm not calling them fake. I've was on that train early on and everything. I don't know what the truth is, but let's say the truth community is right, broadly speaking, about like blackmail and all this depravity among the elites related to the Epstein ring. If it is similar to that template that you're laying out with Roy Cohn and Nixon, then what Trump might be signaling here is like, yeah, there's real shit there, but we can't go down there because they have laid trap after trap after trap after trap. And it's like one of the negative things, I'm of two minds about it, because I get the arguments of like, hey, now it's into the zeitgeist and Pizzagate's in the zeitgeist into Normieville. That could be good, unless there's a lot of poison pills there, and that's not why it's in Normieville, right? Like it's entirely possible that they're trying to Watergate Trump with Epstein.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Sure.
Well,
but it makes me think like Trump might never go down that rabbit hole, because he's like, it's been too poisoned and too messed up.
I think we've seen basically what Trump was referring to as fake very recently, because everything that came out in this last release were fake reports of President Trump and Jeffrey Epstein raping kids at locations that he supposedly owned when they didn't exist. And everything is just complete fantasy with regards to that. But if you guys have ever been on Reddit, like, go take a look at the Epstein board on Reddit, and literally every single one of those people is a TDS suffering moron who takes every single one of those reports and believes it without any sort of critical thought. And I think that was the fake aspect of it. And the people who already hated Trump were very happy to like latch onto that stuff and just dive head in terms of the conspiracy. It's also been interesting, like, watching people's minds totally break. I've seen more than a few takes of people who were like, are you kidding me? Like, everything these crazy people have been saying for the last 5 years is totally true. Pizzagate's real. Child trafficking by the elites. I mean, everybody's dirty. I can't believe it. Like, my world is completely turned upside down. Yeah,
that's a macro that I definitely took away from it too. Is like, I've ultimately, I think that that's a good thing. It's like, hey, do we think it's a bad thing that more normal people just distrust the quote unquote elites, even if that includes Donald Trump? I don't think that's a net negative. If I go to a cookout and people are like, man, they're all pedophiles in the government, I'm like, sure, all right. Like, this is better than where you were at, you know? Like, right? Like, that's better.
It's good restraint too, because there's a temptation to then bring them further, right?
Yes.
And you kind of have to let them go at their own pace. You can freak them out if you pounce too much.
That's so true, Ash. That's so true. That people, I've been struggling with that issue for so long, trying to hold myself back from oh no, now you need to hear this, you know, and it's like, no, don't tell them yet. Just let them find it, you know.
Like when they're
just
at
to
like
encourage everybody.
Everyone, everyone in the government is pedophiles, so we need to vote them out, right? Like that's kind of where I think a lot of people are right now in the normie mind. There's so much corruption and so much we really need to turn out for the midterms. It's like, hang on a second.
The really positive news here for anybody that's looking for more files is that you know, if it follows the same trend as Watergate, we only have 54 years until more are discovered that are this was the article that Trump had retruthed, but I can't find the comment that I had seen. I haven't read this, but just interesting that this came out.
I just pictured Caleb in his 70s like, damn it, in my day.
It's very dramatic. That's when you know it's serious, right? Under gray skies. 2 Watergate prosecutors.
I wish they would have released the actual 7 pages they found.
I think that they have released it, but I don't know where the actual pages are. I mean, all I've ever been able to find is just summations of those pages.
What are in those pages? Anything?
Grand jury material, Nixon being questioned, and you know, basically leading to some of the people that were in the government that were setting him up. Okay, I think I just found 5 pages, John. This is, I'll go ahead and throw it into the chat.
Well, the 7 pages.
I don't know what the basic. I haven't read this. I don't know what the premise is.
So the whole reason that people are talking about is because there was 7 pages that were released by the National Archives that dive deeper into the Watergate scandal. And and it's basically the deep state wanted to stop Nixon. That's the long and the short of it. Okay, give me just a sec. I'm gonna go get my beard brush.
Okay, while he's doing that, we could play our commercial, but let's do that real quick. Soft disclosure, everybody.
Legend says
this is the leprechaun one for you too, since you don't want to get murdered.
Legend says on St. Patrick's Day, a beard without oil is just a chin with ambition. But a beard with soft disclosure beard oil, that's true treasure. Spiced vanilla, naked, smooth as a leprechaun's getaway plan. Soft enough to impress your barber, bold enough to confuse a baby goat. And this boar bristle brush tames your beard like it holds the crown coin. Every bottle is American made, which means when you buy Soft Disclosure, you're supporting 6 American small businesses. That's not luck, that's capitalism with cheekbones. And while you're at it, try our mint green deodorant, because even legends need fresh pits. Soft Disclosure, go for gold. Visit softdisclosure.com and use promo code TINYBRIGHT for 15% off.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Promo code does not apply to bundle discounts.
I was a sprinter in high school.
Never gets old.
When I got that
Probably
from
like that.
Green Star and Cheryl, I sent it to BB and I said, please don't object to this. And his response was, I'm all in. I said, good, 'cause there's going to be merch.
It's probably what I looked like during the 100-meter. That was my race.
You ran the 100 meter?
Yeah.
That's
I
shocking.
was a sprinter. I made states. I said that once. I made states and came in last in my heat in states. But I made states.
You should have been wearing your leprechaun outfit. It probably would have helped your cause.
They should have spotted me like 10 meters for the short legs.
Or had a bear chase you.
I was like 5'6" as a freshman, and then I sprouted to 5'8".
Nice. I'm on the archives website and I don't see anything with the new release. List of remaining documents, maybe. I want to read the actual stuff. I don't want to interpret it for me by the New York Times.
Oh, I was just curious as to what the premise was. I get what you're saying, Zach, of like, of why the documents are relevant.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering what the media angle was. I hadn't read that New York Times piece. Like, why are they bringing it up and what's their editorializing? Because the post I had seen Trump retruth was somebody adding their own commentary to this article and said, like, Nixon had no idea how complicated the Watergate trap really was. But yeah, I didn't know if the article was like defending Nixon. I assumed it was not because it's New York Times.
It didn't occur to you to read it?
It's very long. I don't even read my own articles.
I was gonna say, man.
Yeah.
Same.
Once I write them, I'm like, it's out of the brain. That's literally the terminology I use in my house when I'm like, I'm going to go write something. I have to get it out of my head.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or it'll just stay there.
Yeah.
And I tell John about it on Wednesday.
So, you guys, it's the 150-year anniversary of the Kentucky meat shower. You heard about that?
No,
What?
Sounds gay.
It's raining men. No, it's
today.
Yeah, on March 3rd, we just passed it. I'm surprised you guys didn't celebrate, but
how do you celebrate a meat shower anniversary?
they do it in Kentucky. Apparently, 600 people came out to this small town, and they had an airplane drop meat onto the people. It was actually little like meat sticks that were wrapped, so people were running around grabbing them. But I guess 150 years ago, I think it was like a farmer and his wife. They went out. They were sitting outside on their patio, and it just started raining like 2 by 2 inch chunks of meat. And according to the articles back then, they weren't really sure what kind of meat it was. You can't really dust for meat.
Quail, that would be biblical.
Could have been human.
Yeah, no, they think it might have been some kind of. I think it was like one doctor said it's either like the lung of a bear or like a newborn baby or something ridiculous like that. Like you don't know the difference. It seems like
there's a big difference.
Yeah.
What a choice.
Yeah.
That could have just been that wife was a swinger and they were trying to cover that whole thing up. It's like they found their notices. They're like, I heard what are you guys talking about? There's like rumors of a meat shower going on over here. Like, oh, that's down the road.
I think Cloudy with a Chance of
wife's a
Meatballs
real
was
whore.
based on a true story.
It might have
Could
been.
be.
Yeah.
I was thinking Twister with the
Kentucky meat
cow
shower.
flying.
Meat shower.
Well, that's one of those oddly.
Googling this,
extremely
Jay. You
popular
better not be getting me into trouble here.
No,
I would not search
Yeah,
raining
meat
meat.
spin. We used to do that in college. You put meat spin on somebody's computer when they left for the
Oh
weekend.
no! Yes, I
And
know what
see
you're
how
talking
many
about.
spins you got.
Oh god!
What?
You guys know, right?
guys
Anybody
should
know
know.
meat spin?
You know.
No.
You shouldn't put.
Don't do
you
it.
shouldn't pull
Not searching that one, but
I
okay.
don't know if
Here's
it's
the.
still a
Here it
website or
is.
not, but
This is
Okay,
31
yeah.
minutes long. That's insane. But
Play the whole thing.
Watch the video, but
Watch a
Gotta be
couple
a
minutes.
short.
So Jay, they commemorate.
Oh, that's a podcast. I don't want to listen to a podcast.
they commemorate it. It's
Where's
it's in Not the Bee. I've
they
got
treat it with the
here. I don't know
reverence
how
of
to
a
share
True
it.
Detective episode as they're opening it.
I just shared it. I don't know if
Here's a shorter version.
They recreate a meat shower every year.
It was a Friday morning, March 3rd, 1876. Mrs. Ellen Crouch, who was outside of her house at the time, and sometimes it's said that her grandson Alan was with her. They were outside making soap. They started to first notice things that looked like large snowflakes falling out of the sky. And once they started to...
Snowflakes.
Okay, let's pause
snowflake.
here for a second.
They mistook a chunk of
John
meat
needs
for-
forcing. He needs some sauce.
The guy, the narrator walks back his first claim. The first claim of the video is this lady was outside, and they're like, and some say this might have even happened, and her son might have been there.
There's
Grandson.
a Wikipedia article about it.
But how
yeah,
do
just
you?
got a Wikipedia thing. Yeah.
I'm gonna have a aneurysm. How do you confuse snowflakes for meat sausages?
This is 1876, John. These people were not as educated as us.
They hadn't seen snow
They
before.
weren't as smart as Joe Biden,
Nope.
man.
Not in Kentucky. They have not. They did not
Snow
know
was
what.
invented in 1877, John.
No, it didn't exist.
I love that they
Climate
hired
change,
somebody
John,
to
climate
illustrate
change.
this too. It's like, hey, we need you to just draw a homely person on the prairie watching meat fall from the sky.
Watching meat.
This is great.
Hear them hit the ground. They hit with what she identified as a cracking sound.
Of course.
And as they looked at them, they realized that it was meat. The Kentucky meat shower is a phenomenon that was never completely solved, but it rained meat, or meat fell out of the sky for a period of about 7 minutes in Olympia.
Look at this motherfucker.
Holy shit!
Transylvania?
Small town. It was a very
This guy's very
large
serious.
and interesting town at the time. It was the first stagecoach stop to be built from Lexington.
Okay, this didn't
I
happen.
assume someone got on a horse and
Yeah,
rode
this
into
is
town
this
and
is
said,
not real.
"Come check out this crazy thing." One man gathered up several of the
You could
samples, put
definitely
them in
speed this
alcohol,
up.
and
He
shipped it
speaks really
to
slow.
a microscopy organization in Louisville and one in Newark, New Jersey. So pretty quickly it got to the New York Times. I think the New York Times might have been one of the first big papers to write
Is that
about
actual
it.
meat
Also the
in
Hartford Daily Chronicle
formaldehyde?
from Connecticut.
It was
wrote about
in the New York
and then there were
Times,
other
so it's
journals
definitely
that were
real.
very
Information
interested
from the
and
New
sent
York
flights around
Times.
the country to look at. I teach studio art at Transylvania University. My
We
interest
have to
started
find
when I
out what
moved
was
to
going
Kentucky,
on
and
that
I
day
bought
that they were
a book from a
distracting
used
from.
bookseller. And when I was still trying to figure out what was exciting or interesting about Kentucky, I just looked in the index of that book and found out that it rained meat. I started to gather a lot of information that felt like this is knowledge that
boring at
really nobody has
1.7
access to
miles.
or hasn't for many, many years because it's just been researched.
I can't believe
This is
they're
Crouch.
they
And
believe
people
this.
were quoted to saying they thought it was a sign from God. It quickly for them was
This
solved in
motherfucker
that way.
did this on
The media
Psyops.
stories were that
Okay. I can't
He
believe that.
said, I wanted to find out what was interesting about Kentucky, and I learned that it rained meat. So I wrote about that. That's
And
the
then
only
devoted
thing-
his
Is
life
that
to
the
researching
Derby?
it.
I mean, maybe the Derby was not. Is that the only thing interesting about Kentucky?
Yes, meat shower. That's it.
It is the land of Mitch McConnell, right?
And bourbon.
And Rand Paul.
Ah.
People believe this happened.
But they said it like it smelled really bad, as you might expect from meat just raining down and then rotting in the field.
I found them, John.
The documents.
Yeah.
The meat Kentucky meat doc.
Kentucky meat
The,
documents.
the Nixon documents.
Show me, send them.
I just sent them right now.
Here are the 7-page Nixon grand jury. Okay, cool.
That still says Kentucky has great mushrooms, which you could saute and put on the meat.
I'm thinking we should do like a GART in Kentucky for the meat shower festival.
I don't want anyone's meat dropping on me. I'm good.
Yeah, they're like
That's
meat
what she
sticks,
said.
carefully wrapped now, and they drop them from a plane. It's a thing.
So they've made it sanitary now.
They made it sanitary and edible.
So it's jerky now.
It's jerky. Yep.
That's cool. I love jerky. I'm down with jerky.
I mean, who doesn't want jerky to be raining down?
I feel
from
like
the
we should
sky
go
in
see the
carefully
meat
wrapped packages?
shower for sure. Like,
Two people tasted it. Ate
It's
it.
free meat.
And immediately
Yeah.
died.
from the sky. So
It
it's
was
from
very-
God,
it was-
obviously.
yes.
Yeah, totally.
In the 1800s, meat falling from the sky is definitely from God.
That's a
Right.
commodity you're not going to pass up.
Yeah.
Especially when you've had enough bourbon.
Or you're just sick of eating potatoes.
In
Imagine this is
2004,
the story where the two unnamed sources guys came from.
they found a piece of the original stuff.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's,
God.
it's in like it's in a lab somewhere in a jar. There it is. That's the meat.
That's
from
how
the
you
meat
know.
jar.
Yeah, yeah.
It's real.
So why have they not
Hey,
done
John,
a DNA
how can you
profile?
doubt this story now?
Yes. They
There's a
have
jar.
it.
It's the equivalent of somebody online showing you a
It's bacon.
satellite photograph produced by a government military and saying, see, this is what happened.
This is like an early viral stunt by the local hog farm. Like
Yeah.
that is clearly a piece of bacon.
Well, they didn't say it wasn't bacon, so maybe
Man,
it
we
was
could
bacon.
start a museum about fucking anything we wanted.
Yeah,
And launder
sure.
all kinds of money through there. And just put some stuff in formaldehyde and be like, this was the great salmon floppening of,
Salmon
1919. And, all the salmons just flopped around in the snow. It was crazy.
What?
What you just say?
Is
1919?
that a thing that happened, or did you just make that up?
See, guys, see how easy
already
it is?
believable.
Talking about it.
This great molasses flood.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of people died from that. That was
Ash was asking me
tragedy.
about that. This is tragic in Boston. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It feels fake, but
No,
I
it really happened.
have
I
been
mean,
told it was real.
as much as
And they say that on Beacon Hill you can still smell the molasses on a hot summer day.
Say it in a Southie accent though.
Yeah. The fucking molasses kid. I lost a great grandfather in that shit. Imagine getting killed by molasses. It actually does sound horrible though.
Oh yeah.
Like boiling
Worst
molten molasses.
Boiling, not.
You would think it would be really slow, though, right?
That's
Like
exactly
the
what
it's
molasses-
hot.
It's the viscosity is
Okay.
such that it's just going to roll right over you, and
It's
then
like racing oil.
A
So
dense
high,
wall of
higher
smoke.
ground. You want to climb something. And
Ash, I have no idea where you got that from. It's not slow as molasses.
Yeah, how many people did it kill?
21.
Jesus.
I mean, literally, there's a
Injured
phrase
100.
slow as molasses. So come on.
apparently, hot molasses violates.
it
the
violates the properties of
It's okay,
molasses. Thus the phrase.
It's mostly Italians up there, so,
So it's
you know.
so it should be slow as cold molasses.
Slow is yes, temperature controlled molasses.
Tepid molasses.
It's all guineas in the North End, and they still won't let us live it down.
Man, drowning in molasses would be
Yeah.
the worst.
I would think that the flesh melting off your body from the hot molasses is even worse than the actual drowning. I mean, you're going to feel it until it enters your lungs, and then it's over, I guess.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet though that there were molasses deniers that were the ones that died. Like the molasses conspiracy
like,
theorists
"That's
were like,
fine."
guys, we got to get out of here. There's molasses coming. And
Yeah,
they're
they're
like,
like, I've been
the
telling
look
you
of
about
that
that tank for years. There was one guy
Molasses
who
is
was like
delicious.
that tank.
Was it?
Yeah.
Heard us?
Was it hot molasses? Though, do we know?
I
I
think
think
you
that's
have
the-
to keep molasses.
Yeah,
I just
because
saw
it was
something that
being
said cold.
produced.
oh wow, is
Did it?
slow as molasses in January? Is that the full saying? Is
might
in
be.
January part of the full saying? Because that makes sense.
January.
That would be cold.
I've never heard that part of it.
I've never heard it either.
Okay,
I've always
it,
heard
it,
slow
it
as
had been
But
molasses.
like
warmed.
6 people
these-
said it in the chat, so I think that
I
means-
know.
Yeah.
In
It was-
January. Okay.
Yes.
So if that's
Yeah.
if that's the
So what
phrase,
Zach's saying
then
is
we're
a
specifying the
factor.
temperature, aren't
Yeah.
they?
It had been warmed on the transfer.
Yeah.
Warmed, not boiled.
So
Oh wow.
Might have just been drowning.
Well, I mean, it's way more dramatic to think
Yeah.
about boiling hot molasses, like boiling hot oil being poured over a parapet at a castle.
yeah.
Fact check, just correcting the record. Legal note: there was not like a whole bunch of people saying it. There was a couple people saying it a bunch of times in the chat.
Okay, so
I remember being taught about this in Boston public schools, and when you're a kid, you're just like, that makes sense to me. Like, but they just slot the molasses flood in alongside just everything else, right? Like, all right, and then the Boston Massacre happened.
That's interesting, right? Because you learn your own state's history as well as like federal history and history. Cam, you and I grew up in the same town, right? Did you ever learn about the Georgia Guidestones
Yeah.
in school?
I don't even remember if it was like it was obviously in school. I
didn't.
don't think it was in a class though. No, we didn't.
Yeah, no, that was never so like the molasses flood and the Boston Massacre and all those things. I mean, we learned about the Boston Massacre. That's kind of
Well, that's why I've actually always wondered about that. Not when I was a kid, but when I got older, because like I was very bored in history class as a kid, and then as I got older, I'm like thinking I thought that where everybody is, they teach you about like where you are.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, no, you grew up in the place where like shit was happening. Very
the rest of us learned
importantly.
our state's history and your state's history.
Yeah.
But-
Whereas like if you were in Boston, they just kept teaching you about the Boston Revolution, right? Because like
and
you
how
get,
did you become so leftist?
yeah. Well, it's kind of ironic. Well, I've said this a million times. It's the JFK thing. It is still baked in.
Yeah.
And by the way, Donald Trump is a Democrat. I have to remind people of that like every 6 months. But there is a total inversion of all of this stuff. Donald Trump and the Kennedys were like allied families that were East Coast, Northeast city Democrats. And, they came from money, obviously, but they were from criminal families. They were from, bootleggers, not Trump, the Kennedys, obviously. But I think that's a big part of it.
Schlossberg thing?
I was just going to ask if anybody had seen the Schlossberg. We should pull that up.
I
But
have it. I'll pull it up.
Okay, so I'm from Michigan, and I also learned about the molasses flood. And I guess, you know, I thought everybody knew about the molasses flood. But does everybody here know about the school bombing in Bath, Michigan? Did you guys learn about that?
No.
Okay, so this was like the first act of like domestic terror that was committed on a public school. And this guy, he was bitter.
Or in Michigan?
No, ever in the country.
In the
Yeah.
US.
And it happened about 20 minutes from where I grew up.
Gotcha.
And so we learned about it. We actually went to the site, and it was crazy.
That's fucked up. I'm reading just a little bit
tell
on
us
it.
more.
It's a school board
Yeah,
treasurer that did it.
Yeah, he was a farmer, and his wife was dying from consumption or something like that, and his farm was failing, and he didn't like the way he was treated. And so he had access to the school because of his position, and he slowly over time basically packed below the floorboards with like all of this dynamite. And the only reason that more people didn't die is because it didn't all go off at the same time. And I'm pretty sure that he ended up like shooting himself before they could get to him. I think he shot his wife too, and his horse.
Oh.
The horse. What the hell?
Yeah, I know. What the fuck did
And
the horse ever
wife,
do to you?
I mean, was she at fault?
No, but I mean, he was sick of taking care of her.
Okay, so burning. Fuck. Dude.
His wife or the
Burning-
horse?
Both.
No, the horse can take care of itself. It's got a pasture.
Apparently not. He killed the horse too.
Well, you know, but I mean, he just wanted. It's like the Egyptians. He just wanted to bring
The
him.
horse
With
needed a gun.
Taking me
Okay, so Burning Bright brought up the Kennedys. I saw this today. I don't know when this dropped, but this is we're gonna play a clip from Fox News.
Yes.
This is great.
This is Jack Schlossberg, since deleted social media post. He designed a recipe for a Maha energy ball. Here it is.
Did?
Yes. Here it is. Ready? You ready? Quote, 2 ounces of Jew blood. Ashkenazi, not Sephardic. 4 cups of male.
This is what the Schlossberg guy
Semen
said?
is what
Baked at 300 degrees until totally dry, like your wife. He has written things, creepy things about Vice President J.D. Vance's wife.
Weird.
Jeez.
He is. Seek help.
He's running for Congress too, by the way.
He seems real
Of course he
offended.
is. He'll fit right in.
She seems almost too offended.
She was super
I'm
offended.
just grossed out. I'm not
What a-
offended.
Like
what
she's
a
never
name.
read a Maria Abramovich recipe before.
She must be-
Yeah.
she's either Jewish or really dry herself or something. 'Cause that seems
Imagine
to-
being JFK's grandson and you get stuck with Schlossberg as a
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, that guy.
Like nobody he grew up with believed him. Guys, I swear.
Okay, Schlossberg.
Yeah, the face too, man. The fucking face.
Schlossberg.
It makes me think of the schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
Yes.
Who ever heard of a schnozberry?
We had, speaking of Schlossberg, we saw that Anthropic lost their little contract there, and they're spinning out. I know you were reading about that this week, Ash.
Yeah.
I don't know
Well,
why I
they're
said
spitting
remind
out
me of
because
Schlossberg, but
the labeling, and I'm kind of ethically, conflicted on this
Yeah.
story, because at least the story of their objection is that they don't think that the federal government should have unfettered access for mass surveillance and autonomous weapons of AI. And the federal government is like, okay, you're a national security threat and a supply chain risk, which makes there's a whole bunch of money that just got put into that company, and AI investment, because it is such a hot thing. There's a lot of hype involved. There's a lot of players in the market now that competing for dollars, for investment dollars for AI projects. They're freaking out justifiably. I mean, that's a significant impact to the roadmap of the business, not being able to have access to the government contracts.
yeah, but like morality aside and who's right and who's wrong, it's like they're cooked. I mean, their investors are basically like, you better sue the Pentagon and win, or else like you've got no business model. But
they're negotiating it again though now. Like they're back negotiating.
They're trying to.
Table, yeah.
It depends on whose side of it you're reading, right? But the Pentagon side of it was like, no, that's not quite what this was, what it really was, according to the Pentagon, was Anthropic wanted to know everything the Pentagon was doing with the data, which, you know, the bleeding heart liberal in me from 10 years ago would have been like, yeah, we got to keep the government accountable. But now that I know how evil most of these people are and how the Prussian model works and how they just set up their private contractor companies, like they wanted to know everything that their models were being used for, which would have been integrated into like all Pentagon surveillance. So now you've got a private company run by that guy who looks a certain way and, you know, seeing everything that the US military is seeing. And this, they argued, Anthropic said this part was not true, but the Pentagon said it was unclear if they would be forced to seek permission for kinetic actions. And they used an example of like, if there was a ballistic missile headed toward the US, they would have to get Anthropic on the phone to approve an interception. So I'm like, well, that looks like the perfect scenario to get your little Prussian shield there and go, we missed your call, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, you know,
Also,
that's what it
though,
looks like to me.
it's the worst case scenario for both sides of that spectrum that is being forwarded as the story for both sides of that spectrum.
Yes.
Right. So it's bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just like, that's where sometimes I just zoom out and look at like, okay, 10 years ago, would I take the Pentagon at face value? No, I don't now. But now that I know, it's like, okay, at least the Pentagon is like Donald Trump ostensibly behind it. And the Anthropic guys, you don't need to dig very far into them to be like, but granted, I was wrong about the initial framing of this. I was like, oh, what a great opening for SpaceX and XAI to just slot in there. But it really isn't their forte, these kind of systems. And then Sam Altman came in. So, and
Who's a
he's
good
actually
guy
faced
now,
a lot of back.
apparently.
Well, yeah, and it's interesting to, I don't know like what the end game is here, but to your point about Anthropic has taken a ton of damage. Sam Altman has too. Like the contract, if he gets it, is good. But apparently there was a open letter signed by 900 of his employees, like vehemently opposed to working with the Trump administration. So
yeah,
they're all turning on him.
Well, it shouldn't really be a problem because from what I understand, Sam Altman is already totally cool with killing people.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah.
What's ridiculous is the thought that the military doesn't already have their own AI program. Like they don't need any of these fucking private sector companies to do this shit. So there's something bigger to the story that they're partnering with all these AI people. If anything, they're like weeding out the bullshit security risks that they're presenting to the public. You know, like they have their own fucking AI.
Yeah, or
That
maybe it's
probably
consolidation. They admit that in the reporting, John. They talk about the fact that there's conflict between the Anthropic people and the Palantir people who already have contracts and AI application inside of the DOW. So that's you're totally right about that. Also, if folks want to get more of this kind of content every day, you can do the Badlands Substack.
Yeah,
right.
We wrote
The
about
Brief.
it all week.
You want to? I don't know what you and Ghost talked about on tomorrow's episode. So do you want to just take a moment and?
I don't even think we talked about the Jews, but we did talk about Iran mostly.
dare you.
And that's
How
a
hard
little
did
bit
you
of
have to
Anthropic.
rush at the end of the episode to beat my time? You had to drag him along, didn't you? You
No,
had to
we're
shut
just
him up
organic.
and drag
That's
him
what
along.
happens when we don't
you're
have just
so
a
full of
squawk
shit.
box woman on
You are
there.
so full of shit.
We were in and out of there in 61 minutes. Shortest episode of the Blitz ever. Badlands.substack.com. The Blitz goes out on Saturdays and it's free.
I can't wait to watch and see you just rushing him at the end tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah. Because that's what I had to do. Because my goal on that when it was Ghost and I, when Burning Bright was, pretending like the storm and he couldn't do work. When that happened, my goal was to make it shorter than Burning Bright episode, and it was the shortest episode ever. And then I got a message from BB today with the timestamp being 30 seconds under, and he's like, "Fuck you, bitch."
Yep.
He said that? That's so rude.
It's literally what he said. But he gave me a smiley face emoji afterwards. So
Right.
Oh,
I
so
was
this
like,
is
This is a happy.
let me soften this a little.
That'll do it.
I said that on the air too, by the way. I think.
Cool. I can't wait to see it. Everybody should watch. It's only on Substack though, so you got to be on the Substack. You it's free for some reason. But Yeah, you have to watch it on Substack.
You think it shouldn't be free?
$1
a month.
I think it's we give a lot of stuff away.
Yeah.
Give ourselves. We're like Jesus.
We give
now.
ourselves away.
We're
not
hoors.
unlike the Lord.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Very much
Disciples,
unlike the Lord, but we give ourselves away.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Slutty of us, isn't it?
Our audience supports us as
We
best
do
they can.
appreciate you guys subscribing.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I will say mine, Chris's Power Hour they recorded today is pretty fire. It was without having the audience to distract us a little bit. It was good. Fiery, I'll say is probably the best way to describe it.
He's not a
You guys
very
will like
opinionated
it.
guy.
Tune in
You have to
tomorrow
kinda
for that.
Pull it out of him.
Yeah.
He
You know, it's
tends to
good.
just kind of go with the crowd, like whatever the crowd's doing. Chris is like, let me just follow along, go along to get along.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah.
him
If you
kind of as like the
he was on one in a good way today. You guys will enjoy it.
Cool.
But yeah. Should we do some rants and stuff maybe?
Sure.
Well, will you pull up my screen share real quick if you don't mind?
I do mind.
Okay. This is
allegedly
what the ballroom looks like so far in the White House.
It's pretty
Very
sweet.
nice.
That was fire.
It looks like AI, but
The outside of it, I will admit, just kind of looks like a nondescript Washington D.C. building, but I guess that's the aesthetic, right? That he's going for, like just
It's
that
got to
classic.
fit in.
this is an AI
Yeah.
rendering, right? This isn't.
No, there's AI drew people in the background though. No, allegedly it's not.
Wait, no, this
semi-trust.
This is AI.
This hasn't been built yet, so it's definitely AI. This is a rendering.
It could be an artist rendering that was made by an artist.
I
Yeah,
think that
it
certainly.
dropped
I mean,
by
this
Trump.
is based upon the plans. This is what they intend for it to look like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Trump posted this, and
Yeah.
that's good. Gart?
Yeah, like we can
Location.
fucking afford that. Are you kidding me?
I thought it was for the
It'd be free.
people.
It's the
John.
people's house.
Yeah.
What up,
Oh,
John?
yes.
If you just take some of your millions and
Okay.
How many of you made an hour 42? You got to be freaking rolling in it. after
Tickets, $25,000 a pop to that guard.
this. Yeah.
It'd be insane.
We just get James O'Keefe on board. I'm sure we can probably make it happen.
We have to do a dance number though. You guys up for that?
I'll do it. I will sing for my money when it comes down to that. If we get a chance to go host an event at the new White House ballroom,
Love dancing.
I'll do it.
Burning
I
right
do
there.
want to ask for
Everybody
money for
but you,
years.
John. Peer pressure.
that's right. Step and
There
fetch
will
it,
be
Cam.
new
Step and
showers.
fetch it.
I'm only doing it if I could have a giant Confederate flag behind me while I'm singing.
Yeah.
Put up the old Georgia flag. They
I was
changed
literally going to say, up
Back in
until
the day.
2001, Georgia had the Confederate flag on its
Yeah.
state flag. Like, it was just
Based.
common knowledge here.
was our
Well,
state
speaking
flag.
of regions and history, I've wondered about that too. Because when I don't know if it was just generational or regional and generational, but Matt was saying earlier, like it wasn't that weird to see the Confederate flag. Or you said, Cam, where you grew up, but for me, like I grew up knowing like that's a Nazi symbol, basically. That's how it was kind of just taught that way.
See, I grew up watching Dukes of Hazzard, and it's on the General Lee on the roof, so it never bothered me. I'm like, that's just this is the General Lee symbol, you know. So it's just
That's so
generational,
funny.
I guess.
Yeah.
Good.
It could be regional too, though.
Then when all
Yeah,
the
you were
lefties
gay.
were getting really bothered by it, I was kind of like, oh, it's like Dukes of Hazzard.
John,
Matt has a
that's what
point,
you should
though.
go for when you get the video, the interview with Trump. You
Oh my
should
God.
time that so it's when the new ballroom is ready, and you can do it in the new ballroom.
When is it supposed to be done? Have they even like
He'll get it done
officially?
quick. He's art of the deal, man. He's
Trump.
He knows what he's doing.
Have it
Yeah.
built.
Yeah.
For,
We haven't got an update from that lawsuit because that lawsuit was super interesting. With the whole like we need to for national security reasons and
Oh yeah,
classified reasons.
Yeah,
But
it was weird.
yeah, I'll do what I can. If the fact that I'm struggling to even get Tim Burchett, it's a little discouraging that I probably not gonna be able to get Trump if I can't get Burchett. But we'll see what happens.
Summer 2028 is the projection. So we got to get an interview before then. But then when you get your first interview with him, you should say, hey, when the new ballroom is finished, I want to have your kind of like presidential postmortem rear view look back in the new ballroom. That'd be a great setup.
Be cool to do it when it's
Get
not
better
even
than I
completed
just
yet, too.
You guys
And
can
then-
have your first
Yeah.
dance too.
Yeah.
You and Trump can like slow dance. Be cool.
Somebody
on,
make
man,
that
that's
AI
You're the only one
video,
who believed
please.
in me, John. You believed
John
in me
and
the
Trump having their
devolution.
first dance.
That should be a soft disclosure commercial, I think. Somehow.
Me and Trump dancing?
I don't want to see
In the
either
new
of them in that
ballroom.
gate
I
In
prefer
the
to
new-
dance
yes,
with Melania,
situation.
probably, but
We,
You could like stroke his hair with your beard brush.
there we go.
No thanks.
There we go. I could do that.
On super gay. Do it.
We should send him a beard brush.
Should. Maybe he'll grow out his beard. Give him some
Yeah,
soft
be
disclosure.
bitching. He grew out the beard.
Beard
whole new
oil?
look.
Yeah.
should. He needs a war beard.
Yeah, he does.
It's not a war burning bright. It's a military operation beard.
Oh, right.
Trump said war.
I know, but people are
That
retarded.
makes Trump's beard a war beard.
Like
Hegstad
Christine-
could be having a military operation beard, but Trump has a war beard because he said war.
Yeah. And Christy Nome wasn't fired, guys.
Did you see the meme of this is my favorite Marco Rubio meme to date? He just found out, getting ready, just found out he has to have an affair with Corey Lewandowski.
What?
You didn't see that? Okay,
No.
hold for process. My favorite one so far.
That's so good.
Who would have thought Rubio would become such a great character? And he
I
he
know.
didn't try to. He was just like the character was crafted for him entirely by Trump, and
Yeah.
it's just great.
And he's like the one
most
guy that
romantic-
everybody fully acknowledges like is a character too. He's like
right. Yeah, you're right. Like that, the administration's like, this is the meme.
Yeah.
So let's just play into
let's
it.
lean into it.
Everybody else is very real and earnest. Part of the administration, though.
Little
Hands
Marco really
down.
grew up.
Yeah, what are you doing over there, bro?
I'm looking at the chat, but I have worse eyesight than Ash, so I have to lean far in. But
Oh, that's funny. Marco Rudy really is good at this.
That's my favorite one so far.
Oh, it's so good. And the dog too.
Oh, the doggo.
Oh. Did you
Which
see
I
Ezra?
mean, her hearing was definitely a humiliation ritual. The dog thing came up again. Like it was just throw
Yeah.
everything you have and then she's out.
Did you see Ezra Cohen Watnick retweeted a fake Trump True Social post?
No.
Oh, it's so good. Let me pull this
Pull
up.
that up.
I gotta save it
Intel.
quick. It's so good. Give me a second.
While you're doing that, the White House is on something when they're with all these videos, man. They have a new one that's
Yeah.
touchdown one. It's just like big hits in the NFL, dubbed or like right after that, there are bombs being dropped.
There's the one they did of that with the MLB, like players hitting bombs and then showing
There's
explosions.
a San Andreas one now
Yeah.
from earlier.
Let me put it down here. Hold on one second. I want us on screen as we read it. This is a fake tweet. He retweeted it and then he deleted it, but he thought it was real, which is hysterical. Sometimes as a great president, you have to make decisions that you know will not be popular. Corey Lewandowski, a great member of our team, he was very upset at the news about Kristi Noem. He said, "Mr. President, how could you? She's gone." I said, "No, Corey, she's not gone. Found a nice farm for her to live at, just like when she was growing up. She's probably running around out there having a great time." And that made him happy. Congratulations again to Senator Mullen.
You sure
My
he just
God,
doesn't
he
like
knows.
Senator Mullen?
Oh, I think it's more like he doesn't
No,
like Corey
not Senator Mullen,
Lewandowski
Corey
and no.
Lewandowski. I'm
Or
not-
Kristi Noem, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
So good.
I bet he knew. I bet he knew it was fake. He was like, "Let me troll
Maybe,
these
but
motherfuckers."
that makes it even funnier because it kind of shows what he really thinks of them, you know?
Exactly.
So funny. But wasn't there something else I was just going to look at real quick?
No, I was just talking about it. I mean, I could pull up this video if you want, but no, it was just.
Yeah, what
the
were you talking
NFL
about?
Hits.
Yeah, bring it up.
It was just. All right.
Schools.
See, John, it's not a war. It's an NFL
It's a hype
highlight
video.
reel.
Not a whole football game. It's just hits.
We're going to get dinged on YouTube for this, too.
Probably.
Yeah.
God damn it, Cam.
Yeah, because of ACDC.
Cam, you get us more copyright things than anybody else.
Dude, it's from the White House, man.
Hey, doesn't matter. Hey, that's a calm to us too, though, isn't it? Because Badlands Daily uses that as the intro video, and Bison use that for their intro video, which is why Badlands Daily uses that for the intro video. So, comms for Badlands again.
Solid comms.
Reeling them in. Whoops.
By the way, right below that, CanCon said Eric Clapton may not even be top 20 guitarists of all time. So if anyone has any takes on that.
Can he play guitar again? You remember he got injured with the COVID vaccine. He was really outspoken.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't able to play anymore. Oh, and by the way, on March 19th, ACIP, which is the what is it called? The CDC's Advisory Commission on Immunization Protocols, is going to be making an ICD-9 code or 10 code for COVID vaccine injuries, which means it will be an actual diagnosis that doctors can officially make, which I can't wait to use because I've had a few patients who would have qualified for that. So
that's interesting.
Good step.
I'm glad we got like a justice and accountability for that thing. That was such a rough period, and it's just nice that we've got,
it's moving that way, and it takes a long freaking time, but
why does it take so long?
Man on a shelf.
It should.
Timing is everything, Ash.
It shouldn't, but a lot of this stuff's been working its way through the courts, and you have to change the liability protections.
Well, yeah, I mean, and you have to wait until all the people that did it are dead, so they can't be held accountable, right?
Well, no, believe me,
what are you gonna do?
I don't see why that would take so long, but I'm saying that to get the CDC to come up with an actual diagnosis code, it takes a while. Meaning you have to like turn over all the shit bags that were at the CDC and put real people in there that actually care about people who are maimed by vaccines, and that's what Kennedy is doing. So
is it just COVID vaccine or all vaccines?
It's COVID vaccine injury specific, and the code is T50.B25. That's going to be the ICD-10 code. So anybody who knows medical coding, that is the diagnosis code for it. That
also not a vaccine.
Yeah,
but again, this is to Jay's point. Like, this is why justice is gonna, I think, look a lot differently than we all would have hoped, because it's the age old. When we did it, it wasn't illegal, so it's like fuck you, right? And we've talked about this. I know plenty of people in this audience have talked about the Smith Modernization Act, and it's pretty funny when you look at that and you're like looking at the Q drops and some of the stuff that wingnuts like me think Trump is doing with his comms and is lying to people, but for good reasons. I like Trump, but narrative warfare and psyops and all that kind of stuff. That's why I always think of the clip John plays all the time of illegal psychological warfare operations. He doesn't say his administration isn't doing that. And, it's kind of like, well, they're not illegal because the Smith Modernization Act made all that shit legal. Now, would that hold up at the absolute end of it? Totally depends on which random human beings are presiding over any of these arguments, which is what these court cases are. But I think that's just a general issue that people are kind of going to have to reconcile with.
I think it's illegal for the intelligence community to do it, though.
Okay.
And regardless,
but it doesn't matter.
Well, no, it's definitely not illegal for the intelligence community.
What would Sam Adams do about the
the
assertion that we passed a law that allows us to lie to the people to subvert their will so we can do whatever we want?
I'm not in favor of it, Ash.
I'm just asking you what Sam Adams would do. Do you not know? Do you not know what Sam Adams would do? You're shaming your countrymen right now.
He was too busy learning about molasses.
Right? Wow.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Molasses.
I still play with the idea of like, and I don't know, but the whole Trump has the Supreme Court and all that. I don't know if they're going to end up doing some of the big things that a lot of this community has talked about for a long time. And I still kind of play with the idea that part of what Trump is doing here in this term is demonstrating why it doesn't work as it's set up, right? Like, it might work. It might all work, and the Supreme Court codifies everything he's doing, and like, that's all great, right? And he obviously, him and the most recent one with the tariffs it sounded like they knew that was going to happen. And I think that it's easy for people to get into the framing of like, oh, well, then that means the court and Trump are like working together on this theory. That's not what that means. That means that Trump knew the court was going to go against him on this thing and has a back door, which doesn't seem like Donald Trump is relying on the Supreme Court at all. In fact, it seems like he's trying to get around them with as many of these things as he can because he knows they're probably not going to do what he wants them to do with some of these things.
Metallica.
But I don't know.
Make tar and feathers great again. Metallica.
Guys, I gotta get going here shortly, so if you want me to be here for rants,
Let's do it.
Now.
Let's do it.
All right. Let me just find them. Whoopsie, that's what I want to do. Share screen. Where the heck is it? Hold for processing. Coming. There we go. All right. K.O. Kelly says BB needs a shillelagh to fight off that otter.
Shillelagh.
What is that?
Is that one of those?
It's like a bludgeoner.
Ah.
Oh yeah, we should all have one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. J Drake 83. Otters are rodents. They're mammals. It's a mammal of unusual size. Yeah. I like that. J Drake 83. Spell check. Aren't rodents.
We knew what you meant.
Otters aren't rodents; they're mammals.
We established that live on the air.
Rodents aren't mammals?
No, rodents are mammals. It's just
rodents are mammals.
subclassification within the phylum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Texas Jules for $25 says Sword Punk the musical Deadwood edition.
Nice.
I like the sound of that.
That's cool.
We can have James O'Keefe produce.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that a lot. Thank you, Texas Jules. Good to see you. CSUSG Biochem or BGeochem says, please play this as an outro. You guys did a story on it a while back. Hope it makes you smile.
He corrects it up above though, so don't grab that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then J Drake 83 classic radio theater spoof by Firesign Theater. Nick Danger, you're welcome. All right, let me look at it. Oh, that is 28 minutes long.
You're welcome.
So,
It's not a you're welcome.
there should be an apology in there instead of a you're welcome,
Yeah.
I feel, but I'll check it out later, maybe, probably not. CSUSB Geochem 1, right video, I'm sorry. Apology, except is that also 20 minutes long?
No, it should be. Should not be.
If he says it should be an outro, it can't be 20 minutes.
No, it's
Oh yeah, this is a great video.
First of all, yeah.
I got it. And we'll watch that at the end. There's also a ghost video that Rise of Tire sent in that I'm going to play at the end too. So we'll do.
I already uploaded it.
Uploaded what?
I uploaded it to the files so that we could play it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
J Drake 83. In 2 weeks, Iran will be supranuclear capable.
Any minute.
I'm Clute, New Mexico.
Sure.
NM says there was a whale meat shower in Oregon in the 70s.
What?
Or you were just on drugs.
This is
It was an exploding whale. Yeah, that's the famous exploding whale. I think it was 1970 or so. It
Were
just
you on
got
acid
bloated
too,
and it
Matt?
blew up on the beach.
So that one was explained where
Yeah.
that meat came from,
Yeah.
You
unlike
can
in
see videos of
Kentucky
that.
where they thought it was snow.
I gotta see this now.
It's a famous. It's like the Oregon equivalent of the molasses flood.
What the
Everybody
hell?
knows about it.
Babbage 3. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the molasses flood. It went 35 miles per hour. That molasses. That's awfully fast. I just read that. So
How do they know that back then?
We have Molasses
No,
Remembrance
estimates.
Day every.
No, but like I'm saying,
January
back in
15th, yeah.
when
I
was
don't know
was
how they knew that, but
1919? Like the
Math
people,
came out before 1919, John.
I know, but I'm saying the people there didn't have like a radar gun to see how fast it was going. The people that were nearby were running away from the molasses. How did they know
They
how
had a
fast it was
spotter.
going?
maybe there was a cheetah that was running at
Yeah.
top speed and the molasses caught him, so they figured.
There you go. That makes perfect sense.
The zoo escaped, and some animals got trapped, and others made it, and so they just sort of figured it out from that.
It's just funny, like some of the stories that you hear, like the more specific the claims, it's like, okay, well that makes it almost more bullshit to me, especially from way back then.
Yeah, to that point, John, there's a lot of people like that used to say on the shows or in the chats, like, man, the news used to be so honest. Like there's so much bullshit out there now. And it's like, no, there was like 4 channels and everybody just accepted everything they said every night. They're like, wow, that sounds pretty crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Now there's 100 channels that everybody accepts everything they say.
We talked about that on the Power Hour a little bit too, about the retardation of that a little bit. I'm Clute, New Mexico. I imagine the song "Baby Bright" is listening to goes something like "Burning bright, 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 baby
No,
bright."
no,
bright,
no,
bright.
no, no, no,
Can't be
no.
tuned without the sharks. I'm not singing that.
Burning bright, 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 burning bright, 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 burning.
He does
bright,
have
bright,
a baby
bright,
shark
bright,
that
burning bright
sings
is
that, and he thinks
afraid of sharks. Do 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 do. Afraid of sharks. Do 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 do. Yeah, that goes.
He does have one of
That
those.
song goes. You're welcome.
And then where am I at?
Babbage 3.
Babbage 3 from AM Atkinson in the YouTube chat. 2 images. That's solid. Oil guard. It doesn't really. I mean, it resembles
It's got to
me.
be beard oil oligarch.
Yeah, oil oligarch seems.
Your hand is weird. We have to fix you. It looks like
You look kind of like Zelensky there.
Yeah, I kind of do. I
Your
prefer.
hand looks like Joe.
The hand is horrifying.
I prefer lotion Ayatollah now. By the way, so I guess you can get that accurate. Be appreciated. And then Miss Rhea Freedom Fire, good to see you. Says just support, love you all.
Thanks, Mer.
Support.
Thank you, Rhea.
Thank you so much. But all right, we got 2 videos. We'll do this one first from Geochem, and then we'll do the ghost one afterwards. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Hit the thumbs up.
Wait. Blitz tomorrow. Flow. Audio files. DPH.
Yep. Power Hour.
Right?
Yep.
What is Alpha? Does Alpha still do his show?
I think he does.
Yeah.
People.
Okay. People after Flow.
Amen.
Flow
all right,
into
see everybody.
people.